As of stage 18, two UAE Team Emirates riders occupy the top three of the 2026 Tour de France. Tadej Pogačar holds yellow and polka dot with a 4.5-minute advantage. His teammate Isaac Del Toro sits third. One team controls the general classification, the mountains classification, and the tactical rhythm of the entire peloton. This is not just a rider winning a bike race, this is a billion-dollar master plan executing in real time. And the question no one in the peloton can answer is what, if anything, can still break it? While the public focus remains on a single superstar, the team has built a multi-layered structure designed to eliminate human variables. It starts with the systematic alignment of sports science, recruitment, and technical partnerships, structured to sustain dominance over years, rather than simple, single-day victories. The squad secures long-term planning through UAE Sports Investments, a sovereign wealth-backed holding company, alongside title partner XRG, a global logistics firm. This backing allows the team to operate with a confirmed budget estimated in the range of 30 to 35 million euros, though some media reports place their total operational spending closer to 55 million. This funding translates into distinct operational layers. On the technical side, multi-year partnerships with specialized and ENVE composites provide custom carbon development to improve aerodynamics. On the physiological side, sports directors Fabrizio Guidi and Andre Hauptmann coordinate a proprietary data pipeline that streams real-time power, heart rate, and core temperature data directly to team cars. Underpinning this is a dedicated scouting network and a U23 academy designed to secure and train the next generation of climbers and rouleurs. This structural depth ensures that when a rider attacks on a mountain pass, it is not an isolated act of willpower, but the final, visible output of a highly engineered system. On the road, this sovereign-backed infrastructure translates into a physical strangulation of the peloton. UAE Team Emirates XRG establishes control hours before the television cameras capture the decisive attacks. During Stage 9 of the 2026 Tour, the squad demonstrated this suffocating methodology, riding at the front for 115 kilometers to keep the day's breakaway on an ultra-tight leash, never allowing the gap to expand. This is not passive riding, it is a calculated strategy to deny rivals their freedom. By holding the peloton at a relentless speed, UAE forces opposing teams to consume their domestic riders simply to stay in position, neutralizing attacks before they can materialize. This constriction reaches its peak when the road starts to rise. On stage 14, climbing toward Le Markstein, the team activated its numerical trap. Climbers like Isaac Del Toro and Adam Yates moved to the front on the lower slopes of the Col du Hague, establishing a brutal pace that systematically isolated opposing leaders. While rivals scrambled without support, UAE maintained multiple riders in the front group. When Pogačar launched his attack 1.6 kilometers from the summit, telemetry recorded his power spiking to approximately 9.5 watts per kilogram, while the chase group stalled at 6.8. The attack was devastating, but it was prepared by the exhaustion UAE's pacemaking had already inflicted. The ultimate outcome of this system is a total shift in race dynamics. Competitors are no longer executing their own strategies, they are forced into a permanent defensive posture. Once UAE owns the rhythm of the race, every rival acceleration, deceleration, and defensive move becomes a desperate response, leaving them to fight on terms they did not choose. While the team manages variables, the rider remains the engine. Biomechanical profiles and telemetry from the Tour de France illustrate the physical reality behind his performance. On the Plateau de Bale, data recorded Pogačar sustaining an average of 6.98 watts per kilogram for 39 minutes. When he launched his decisive Stage 14 attack on the Col du Hague, broadcast telemetry showed his power spiking to approximately 9.5 watts per kilogram over the final 2 kilometers, while his immediate chasers stalled at 6.8. This climbing capability represents the clearest mechanism the team has to break a race apart. Yet the physical profile is not without limitations, and rivals still find openings. In solo efforts against the clock, pure specialists retain an advantage. During the 26.1-kilometer individual time trial on stage 16, Pogačar conceded 28 seconds to Remco Evenepoel. This gap highlights where raw power-to-weight ratios on climbs do not automatically translate to flat aerodynamic efficiency. Instead, his primary physiological advantage lies in recovery and repeated explosive capacity. On short, steep gradients, Pogačar has produced a vertical ascent rate of 2,428 meters per hour during a 3-minute and 16-second effort. Crucially, this output occurred after he had already spent 40 minutes operating at his functional threshold power of 435 watts. His body processes metabolic waste exceptionally well, allowing him to back up high-intensity mountain efforts on consecutive days. This athletic output translates directly into economic leverage. During the Tour, Pogačar featured in more than 150 million global broadcast minutes, while his personal sponsor activation contracts were valued at 12 million euros. This commercial footprint helps justify a multi-million euro salary, but it also raises a fundamental sporting question. Sports scientists and team directors continue to debate the exact split between singular biological talent and team amplification. Performance models suggest that up to 45% of Pogačar's time gains in the mountains can be linked directly to the team's relentless pace setting, which systematically drains the energy reserves of his rivals before he ever attacks. Pogačar provides the elite terminal velocity, but the UAE system ensures he arrives at the base of the final climb, having expended the absolute minimum amount of energy. The team's daily operation functions as a high-precision laboratory on wheels. On-bike sensors continuously track riders' biometric markers, sampling power at 1-second intervals, heart rate at half-second intervals, and skin temperature through Swiss-engineered core patches at 0.2 Hz. This raw data streams via encrypted links to a cloud-based server. A proprietary analytics engine then runs these metrics through predictive pacing algorithms, including the patented El Picorp model, which cross-references continuous power outputs with lactate threshold projections. On the team bus, directors view a real-time dashboard that projects exactly when a rider will hit exhaustion, allowing them to adjust pacing strategies mid-race. This physiological optimization is paired with a highly structured recovery protocol. A bespoke nutrition algorithm calculates exact carbohydrate and electrolyte replacement schedules for each athlete during the stage, while sleep quality is monitored and adjusted overnight using smart mattress systems. To adapt to extreme conditions, riders undergo rigorous altitude preparation in the Alps and specialized heat acclimation protocols before the race begins. Yet the technology only works if the human components are completely aligned. The team's under-23 development pipeline and European scouting network are built to secure raw talent and immediately integrate it into a collective structure. The trajectory of white jersey contender Isaac Del Toro illustrates this transition. Rather than chasing individual glory, Del Toro's role on stage 14 showed how a potential Grand Tour leader is systematically deployed to set a suffocating mountain tempo, sacrificing personal podium ambitions for the yellow jersey. This deliberate specialization system ensures that every rider, whether a climbing domestique or a flat-terrain rouleur, understands that their performance metrics are part of a larger, multi-year plan. By institutionalizing this training, nutrition, and scouting framework, the team has built a repeatable system that does not rely on a single athlete, but rather on an engineering model designed to sustain dominance over the next decade. While the Amori Sport organization distributes a total prize pool of roughly 2.3 million euros to the overall winner, this purse serves merely as the public face of a far larger commercial engine. For a super team like UAE Team Emirates XRG, the real financial return is measured through global brand equity and media exposure rather than podium payouts. During the 3 weeks of the tour, the leader's yellow jersey occupies roughly 90% of all broadcast screen time. Advertising industry metrics estimate that each minute of live global broadcast generates approximately 1.5 million euros in advertising value equivalent. For the Emirati squad, Tadej Pogačar's extended runs in yellow yield an estimated 225 million euros in media exposure. This visibility drives tangible corporate returns. Following the tour, title sponsor Emirates reported a 15% increase in premium class flight bookings, while the logistics firm XRG captured 4 million unique visitors through its tour-linked digital campaign, converting 12% into direct commercial inquiries. This substantial return on investment feeds back into the team's operational budget, fueling an aggressive recruitment cycle that traditional sponsors cannot match. In the rider transfer market, this economic leverage allows the team to offer contract terms far above the sport's average. During the pre-season transfer window, reports emerged of a high-value offer to Grand Tour contender Simon Yates, featuring a €5 million base salary alongside a €3 million bonus for a general classification victory. By converting roadside visibility into state-level branding and corporate growth, the team has turned the yellow jersey into a self-sustaining financial machine. The daily operations of the squad exist within a larger geopolitical framework. UAE Sports Investments, the sovereign-backed holding company behind the team, also directs the nation's tourism board and the UAE Cycling Federation. Under this model, racing success serves as an international signal, transforming high-altitude victories into promotional campaigns for global events like the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. During the tour, this alignment becomes visible at the roadside. The state-backed logistics partner, XRG, deployed 10 kilometers of promotional branding across key Pyrenean climbs, while a focused campaign on the official race app generated over 2 million impressions across European markets. The cycling team operates as a primary point of contact in a global influence strategy, moving far beyond standard athletic objectives. By embedding sports performance within state-level public relations, the holding company secures stability that insulates the program from the shifting priorities of traditional corporate sponsors. This approach replaces the fragile, short-term funding cycles of cycling's past with a permanent, institutional footprint. As traditional teams struggle to match this scale of resource, this sovereign-backed system raises a fundamental question. Has the modern era of professional cycling shifted from a battle between athletic squads to a competition against state-level branding machines? A standard cycling team can assemble a strategy to win a single mountain stage or capture a classic. But matching UAE over a 3-week Grand Tour requires a level of structural capacity that few can maintain. This gap stems from a constraint of scale, rather than a lack of athletic effort. While UAE operates with an estimated budget of 30 to 35 million euros, with some industry reports placing their actual spending closer to 55 million, competitors like Red Bull Bora Hansgrohe and Ineos Grenadiers face hard resource limits. In modern sports, organizations like Red Bull Racing in Formula One or Manchester City in football use vast corporate networks to absorb massive operational costs. Conventional cycling sponsors cannot offer this vertical integration. When a rival director must choose between funding a mid-season high-altitude camp or signing a world-class climber, their tactical options on the road are compromised before the race even starts. The sport's old order lacks the capital to fund an equal response. A 3-week Grand Tour introduces variables that no amount of sovereign capital can control, exposing the fragile reality of any super team. The entire apparatus depends on dozens of moving parts staying healthy. When illness or sudden attrition strikes, tight race control quickly evaporates, mirroring past collapses like the 2017 Team Sky flu outbreak. During Stage 18 of the 2026 Tour, a rapid viral outbreak swept through the UAE camp. Brandon McNulty was forced to abandon the race, while key support riders Tim Wellens and Florian Vermeersch struggled to hold the pace. Suddenly, the deep squad was reduced to a defensive shell, leaving their leader exposed on the climbs. Whether it is a sudden virus, a slick descent, or a strict jury decision, the margin for error remains razor-thin. Domestique depth is never infinite. In the chaos of the high mountains, supreme athletic dominance is never a guarantee. It is a day-by-day negotiation against unpredictable events. Every era of absolute dominance in professional cycling must confront the sport's historical trust deficit. Ever since the 1998 Festina affair exposed systematic, team-wide doping, extraordinary athletic performance has been met with skepticism. Today, the Union Cycliste Internationale relies on the athlete biological passport, introduced in 2008, alongside thermal imaging scans to combat mechanical fraud. Yet, as the International Testing Agency trials a power data passport to detect micro-doping, the widening financial gap adds another layer of complexity. With the average World Tour team budget sitting at 33 million euros, super teams spending over 50 million create a massive competitive imbalance. Whenever a system operates at this level of efficiency, the demand for transparency is about more than enforcing the rules. It is the only way to preserve the sport's credibility. The Masterplan isn't just about winning yellow, it is about redefining a sport once governed by grit, now dictated by geopolitical budgets and predictive data. As the gap between super teams and the rest of the peloton widens, we are left to wonder, are we witnessing the peak of human athletic drama or the clinical triumph of a perfectly engineered machine? Share your thoughts in the comments below.